What's up traders, welcome to live streaming from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. This is Forex Wizard, your trading coach. We'll be doing a live trading session, live analysis and live discussion like we do every trading day. So this is the first day of trading week, very important day. As you know that first day is super important as most of the trade shows up on this day. So as you can see that New York session is coming up. So let's look at first of all what pairs showing us which way they are heading, all the important pairs one by one. We'll look at them and we'll look at also what you are trading. We'll discuss all of them. Before I begin this session, guys, make sure you smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. So let's see first of all what's happening with gold. As the market opened today with gold, and initially we have seen a spike and then retreat back on gold, and we have seen a bearish engulfer followed by a doji. Now again the price is coming down. So what initially we have seen that after coming here we have seen a bounce. So let's first look at a overall bigger picture to see what situation the market is, and then we'll try to find out from the technical perspective which way the market might be heading. So looking at first of all monthly time frame. Now why do we look at monthly? Because higher time frame will give you a clear direction in the market, removing all the noise from the lower time frame. So if you look at this monthly candle, what do we see? That this market back to back 3 months has created a very overextended market. Now there are two probabilities now: the price to continue to go up as this is a long-term bull market. As you know, there is another probability is to drop even to the monthly level of support here. So which one is likely to be heading? So one probability, if the price reverse, what I think that in that case we might see that the price even breaking this gap, okay, which is a pretty low price. Now why that could happen, let's find out. First of all, as you can see, there is a high here, okay, there is a high here, and there is a, it could be a pattern like this, okay, dynamic resistance. There is a probability is to drop, okay. There's one thing. Another thing is, as you can see, this is the monthly price action, back to back 3 months up price. Now if we look at this impulse on the monthly, which is basically a retracement of the other impulse here, now we can expect a deeper retracement if the price reverse. So let's look at the Fibonacci level where we can see the retracement possibility. Now if we consider this whole monthly movement 3 months, we see that 38.2% Fibonacci level is where below this current monthly candles low. There are two confluence for us now to break the monthly low. If it reverse, then is the Fibonacci level. And at the same time there is another confluence, is that if you closely look at the bottom of this monthly candle, you see there is a gap opening, and that gap has not been tested. And as you know that the market doesn't like to leave a gap unchecked, not at all. And if the price reverse in case on the monthly, there is a high chance that the price to come back here to fill that gap and then again retreat back, or probably there is also probability that to create a long week monthly doji, okay. So this is one thing. Another thing is to continue to rise. So now to continue to rise, we need to see the trend continuation. So that's what we will look at the lower time frame. So from the monthly perspective, we are done that. In what situation we'll consider retreat back to a certain level. Looking at weekly time frame, there is nothing much you can say about weekly but a strongly bullish market. Now you see that this is the weekly impulse from here, big impulse correction. Now this weekly impulse correction is a starting of a downtrend, okay, of an reversal of a downtrend to an uptrend, okay. And at the same time, we see that this is the level that we see 38.2% monthly Fibonacci level. If we look at weekly, we see that back to back 3 weeks big long candle. Now this projection that we are thinking there is a probability to drop to this monthly level is still, you know, this candle is still almost 2 weeks to remaining, right? So one probability could be that if it drops, probably will create a big long week candle, and the other one will come on at the end of the month, probably a doji. So this is the if the price reverse. If it doesn't reverse, we might see this week also a narrow doji, or again another bullish candle. So now let's look at daily to see how it is doing now from the daily perspective as well. Now this price on the daily, where we can relate this information, you can see that basically if we do like that, zoom out, we see that this candle is, this market is in fact very overextended. Now one thing we need to keep in mind, guys, the most important part in trading is, you know, that not to guess but to rely on market structure and price action. Market structure on gold is still bullish. Okay, it's a strongly bullish market, still valid. So what we are doing is finding out the probable scenario. So daily, if you look at this one, we see that it is still bullish market structure, and still it is a high probability for the price to continue to go. Now let's go to the further lower time frame. This is where we will be finding out exactly what gold might do. Is it reversing, or is it, you know, moving in a sideways and then going up? So you see that this market structure is purely still bullish. Okay, we'll discuss in what situation we'll consider reversal, what situation we'll be considering the continuation. Now this is the market structure on gold. See that impulse correction, impulse correction. So this is basically series of higher high and higher low, which is in fact a longer term bullish market structure. Now in what situation we could see a reversal? Let me tell you my possible scenario. One thing is, let's say firstly, if gold has created this pattern, right? Let's say this one, firstly we need to see at least one false breakout in this zone. One false breakout means at least one kind of candle need to cross its high and then close back below, which is a very, not necessarily, but most cases you will see this kind of false breakout happen when there is a reversal. So one thing. Another thing is, if we see especially the candle like this, okay, let's say this one, and then like this, okay, and then creating something like that, or any kind of pattern, something like this, any kind of, which is basically a pure head and shoulder. Okay, if that's the case with this 20 EMA doing something like that, okay, that is where we will be almost, we can consider high probability that gold will reverse from here even to this monthly level of support. Okay, if it forms this kind of head and shoulder, which is a very high probability to happen, okay, head and shoulder, and in that case, once you will see this kind of reversal, once the price will break down, we will be selling. So keep in mind, guys, all this explanation I'm giving is to tell you one thing is that when the market is in trending, please don't guess and reverse, because until the market structure is valid, it's still in an uptrend. Now then, in what situation we'll be considering uptrend? To consider an uptrend, what we need is, for example, like this smaller candle doji, and then a strong bullish engulfer or a very strong rejection from this bottom, okay, with a very strong bullish price action that could give us potential bullish setup. But what I think that, guys, as you can see, let's go back to monthly, because the price already has a big move over long term, there is a very high probability for the price to at least half week of the month, like half body of this monthly candle for the next 2 weeks. Normally you see that in many cases, you see when the market reverse in a monthly candle, normally first 2 months, if the market moves or go up with a high speed, second 2 weeks normally the price reverse. So this could be the situation with gold, that we might see that the market is a probability to reverse, and to reverse either we could see even a double top, okay, and then reverse. So until we see a clean reversal pattern, no reverse, but for the time being, the only thing that we can look at to see how this candle is closing after 1 hour 15 minutes, which we will be covering this live session, we have to look at what's gonna happen. Okay guys, so this is the situation with gold. I think that there is still probability for the reversal on gold, and if we see that that's happened, that as we discussed, we will be jumping on a trade. Okay guys, hopefully that you're enjoying. Give a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So let's jump onto the chat, guys. Don't hesitate to ask any question in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Tajas, hello sir, thank you. Tajas. Arazin, hello coach. Arazin, thank you as you love. Hello coach, how are you doing today? I'm good, very good. Arazin, thank you very much. Hi sir, how are you? My coaching, thank you very much. Kakulan, hello. $1827. So you're expecting 1827. Yeah, that could be, okay. As I mentioned, that when this kind of market reverse from this kind of price action, that sometimes it suddenly drops, okay. Or it could do one thing, that let's say going in sideways, okay, and suddenly we'll have a big drop, okay. So let's see how it is doing, and then we'll jump on a trade. Sean, so can you do Forex pair instead of gold as this? Yeah, sure, we'll do all of them. Kishan, just stick to the stream, we will do all of them. Can I advise 15 minutes time frame? Christopher, yeah, we'll look at it. Hello coach, natural gas, yeah, absolutely. So if we look at 15 minutes, that saying that, what I would say, that on the 15 minutes, it's a different kind of trading style if you're trading on 15 minutes. So far what I said, the story you need to forget if you look at 15 minutes, because you can't, like for example on the low, a bit higher time frame, we are thinking of a reversal and then reversal trade, but on the 15 minutes, what do you see, that basically the price has formed already a head and shoulder here. Now let's say if it is in a 15 minutes, then it is forming a head and shoulder here, okay. So if the price, let's say this candle is closing in 11 minutes time frame, all right, So what we'll be doing is basically we'll be waiting for, first of all, to see if this head and shoulder is being respected. Okay, and if we see that the price has broken out of this head and shoulder, then what you're gonna do, we need to find out the neckline of this head and shoulder. So this is the neckline of this head and shoulder. All right, and if the price breaks out of this head and shoulder on the test of this previous support here, previous support as a resistance, we'll consider, like, can be considered shorting, because we are not currently opening any terminal in 15 minutes, so we will not see. So basically this is the situation, but at the same time, as you can see, as I mentioned, this is a long-term bull market. It is still very high probability for gold to go up again to test this neckline here, okay, on 15 minutes if you're looking, because there is a reversal here. This neckline has not been tested. Okay, it is possible for the price to go ahead and test this neckline and then reverse. This is what I was talking about, that for reversal to be very effective, we need a candle to create a false breakout. So if, let's say, gold has gone up to test this neckline 1923 level and then has, you know, has come back, then what you're gonna do, you see on the 4 hour a reversal. What are you gonna do? Sometimes it happens. So I need a break for a moment. How have you been on the weekend, guys? Let me know in the chat. How was your weekend? Hopefully that you enjoyed your weekend. So what are you gonna do in that case? What you could see, that this doji has been violated. Let's say if this, in this session, if it happens, a long wick candle which will grab liquidity and then close back below, that's the big sign that gold will reverse. Okay, or even it could happen in the next candle, going up, grab liquidity and then drop. Okay, so that could be the scenario on gold, and I think that high probability gold will go up again to test this neckline here. This is the 15-minute chart, which is previous support, which is turning resistance here. Okay, this is the support here. So when you see this is the top of this whole trend, right? It's a very important level, very important double top here, right? So with the double top, it left a neckline. So why do you need to look at the neckline? Keep in mind, how do you trade reversal? Is when you see any market, let's say reverse like that, creating a double top, it normally leaves a neckline. Okay, and this neckline normally, that is the order block. This is the smart money buy and sell. So that from that level, it acted here as support in the past, has broken, normally will be tested as resistance, and that is where we can expect this price to reverse from that level. See that? So that's how the market moves. That's the language of the market. Now what I think, that I think gold may not, you know, respect this head and shoulder. Instead, what I think, that gold will go up, test this level, and then will drop from here on the lower time frame. Okay, so that's what you see, a little bit of upward movement, and slowly we'll look at what is going to happen. So this is all about gold. Let's jump onto other pairs before I go to look at me. There's a gap in 1960. Gold probably reached 1960. 1960 is so old model, isn't it? Let me look at it. Yeah, it could be. Okay, normally, let's say if gold continue to rise, okay, then this could be the level where gold might test 1971, because this is the doji low of this doji. This is one level. There is 1960 also. There is another probability. Okay, but I still not I still don't know, or I can't guarantee, or what I can say, that this price will move that way. There is still probability, because the price never moves in a direct way. You could see that, let's say, because it might take even around more 2 months or more to reach that level. So in that case we might see primarily a drop, and then grabbing liquidity from here, going up, a lot of consolidation. So let's see, depends on what's the momentum in the price, how lower time frame price action is forming will in fact determine which way the price might be heading. So natural gas, we'll look at it. Okay, good evening coach, thank you. I think there is a US bank holiday today. How will that affect trading during New York session? Yeah, definitely it will affect the New York, like basically you see that US bank holiday, but still there is a volume, in New York session. Not only New York, other cities, other region. Basically, that Forex is 24-hour. Let's say I'm in Sydney, but I'm trading on New York session, right? So for the retail traders, it's all around, but even for other cities, still there is a volume. So New York session is basically New York session. When the market open, even that in a very important public holidays worldwide, you'll see the New York session and London session only where the price moves very aggressively. So I don't think that will be much that low volume, but there will be still volume in the market in New York session and London session. I'll look at it. AUD USD, please look at it. Okay, AUD USD I was looking at, it's a good pair. Looking at it, gold will break 1911, then we'll test. Okay, we'll look at it. Christopher, thank you very much. Subscribe, thank you, that's awesome, amazing, Christopher. GBP USD, please, my man. Okay, we'll look at it. Joshua, everything we'll look at it one by one. Sold it. You sold it. GBP USD. Okay, still trend is up. Okay, so yeah, good idea, Irfan Arif. So guys, let's look at a British pound US dollar. Now one of you, Joshua, told that British pound US dollar is sold. Let me look at it. Okay, so for me, I think that British pound US dollar is still in a bullish trend. Very strong bullish moment, like bullish trend. So I don't recommend to sell unless you are selling with a strategy, let's say in the 5 minutes. That's a different story. But I wouldn't be a seller still on this one, because the reversal is not confirmed yet. If we see reversal on gold, maybe we'll see all pairs reversing, but it's still bullish trend. Okay, the price action is still bullish. We see a channel here on GBP USD. So that could be a scenario for GBPUSD. That you can see the price was moving in this channel. There is a liquidity gap here that fueled that price to the upside, but at the same time there is still there is a high chance of reversal as well, because the price, you see, it grabbed twice, big liquidity grab, but it's still the buyers, there's another one here. So when you see, let's say, a lot of false breakout happening but the price is not moving, that's the sign that actually buyers or sellers not finding enough fuel. So what do I mean by that? Let's say the intention, let me tell you, the intention of a false breakout is to move the price. So basically, when, let's say, you saw this long wick candle is created, like the reason of this false breakout is for this price to move. So instead of moving that price, what happened? The next one again came to the same level, created another false breakout, right? And then the price didn't move. What happened is that here a lot of ups and down, right? This bullish candle, bullish engulfer, trapped, and then again the price has dropped, again has gone up. So all of them is signifying that actually bulls trying to manipulate the market to push the price high, but it's not going. So finally they might give up. They might say, okay, this market is still not in a zone where you can push it, let's close our position. So when they will close all those positions, the price will start to drop. So there is probability, and so to take that probability we need like this, a strong drop, okay, with a big red candle or any kind of strong reversal, retest of this support here, support here, support here as resistance, and then we can say, okay, this market reverse from here. Okay, let's find out the selling opportunity. Okay guys, I'll tell you guys that every one of you who are trading, either new or started or traded for some time, there's a couple of things you must learn. Either you wanna trade little or more, is the market structure. Okay, this is if you are in any of our if you are our VIP students, either even in a monthly or yearly plan, not even in a lifetime member, or if you are in a lifetime member, we have this covered in our foundation trading course, where you learn this market structure, which is very, very important. Okay, market structure you need to know. So if you know the market structure, then you will eliminate a lot of that trade that probably you shouldn't take, like wrong, probably you bought, the market started to sell off, is because of the market structure. Okay, now it doesn't guarantee that you always will be right, but you will have a very high chance of being right. So once you know the market structure, then you know that when to buy and when to sell. It's very important. So you can see that GBP USD is where the price grabbing liquidity from here now dropped. So to sell this market, we need this price to break and then to retest, and then you can expect to sell. Otherwise, if it is remaining within this zone, then this market is still bullish. Okay, so I will be interested more on the bullish trade rather than the bearish trade, is because if we see that the market created probably in this zone, has come back here, created a higher low, a strong bullish candle or pin bar could be a good place for buying instead of selling. So this is what with GBP USD. So thus in the situation we will be selling this market if we see this support broken. For buying, we need a strong bullish price action. Okay guys, so okay, thank you very much. So let's look at, guys, AUD USD. So what do you see that AUD USD? Let's look at bigger picture again, monthly. Now probably you have heard of previously, I said in all my analysis that AUD USD monthly highly likely that the price will reach this zone where there is a monthly 20 MA. Did it exactly as it is. If you remember, give a big thumbs up. If you can't remember, also give a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out any of the content that we are releasing every day. And also don't forget to press that bell button, guys, so that you don't miss out anything. So monthly perspective, what we see that basically there is a big bullish candle followed by a doji, which is a typical continuation pattern. And now this month what we have seen that there is a long wick candle here on the monthly, which in fact created a higher low, which is a very textbook bullish price action. So monthly highly bullish, and I think that AUD USD, that finally could break this level, or it could, this month could be fully bullish, and then probably the next month we might see, let's say, a bearish candle like that, and it could create an inverted head and shoulder and then could reverse from here, higher time frame perspective. So the price action is bullish with all of them in mind. So weekly perspective, now this is a weekly impulse. So can anybody, so you see that so far this is weekly price action. This is the first day of trading week, which is still pretty early to determine whether this candle will be bearish or bullish, but the trend is bullish. So the price action that we can consider is still bullish. Looking at daily, now this is the daily candle, guys. What we see that from the daily perspective, the price had formed this candle, which is still half day, more than half days to go. But I think that AUD USD may not drop further, okay, because from the daily point of view we see that a nice looking impulse correction, it is in another impulsive phase. So if we take our Fibonacci from this low to the high, exactly you can see the price retraced to 38.2% Fibonacci level, and from here has gone up again. So it is basically coming to test the Fibonacci again and previous resistance turning support, and this is the level which is a very important level, which is the previous resistance turning support. Could be a very good for buying instead of selling. So let's assume that this daily candle is remaining here. In that case, let's look at the lower time frame. So on the lower time frame, like all other instrument, AUD USD, like in the same way as GBP USD, moving in this channel. Now one thing to note down, guys, on AUD USD, like with the GBP USD, is that, see, when you see this kind of overextended, this is a false breakout. This is the sign that the price might break this level here. Okay, let me show you how it looks like on the daily. Delete this channel. You see that on the daily, back to back 2 days there was a smooth trend line, but the third day the price overextended to the upside. It is a sign of, that continuation, or the drop. So if we look at on the lower time frame, so to consider this one liquidity grab and then drop, first we need to see that this level is broken. Okay, and these are the subtle things that we need to look at when we consider. Let's say if we keep that in mind, let's say you keep in your mind that AUD USD has a liquidity grab from the resistance. So once the price will break this support, then we know that, okay, this instrument basically grabbed good amount of liquidity. Okay, so because it grabbed liquidity, it has broken to the downside, tested the previous support as a resistance. This market is highly likely that it will drop. So that's how we normally determine if a market is either bullish or bearish highly. Okay, and in the middle, let's say from here, it's always better to wait to see which way the market will be heading. Okay guys, so let me know, let me know in the chat guys which pair you are trading. Now if we look at GJ, we see that in fact there is a high probability for GBP JPY to continue to drop. Okay, firstly look at bigger picture on GBP JPY. It is a highly bearish market. You can see that back to back, this is the third month on GBP JPY. From this resistance level, the price has dropped to this zone. Now this is what I was predicting for a long time, that GBP JPY may even come back to this monthly level of support, which in fact looks like that the price might do that. This is the third month after retracement to the upside, we see another wave of drop. So let's look at weekly. Now previous weekly candle is at the start of an impulse, and what I think that highly likely GJ will come back to this support. Why? Because if you closely look at the impulses, let me look at this one here. You see impulse correction, impulse correction, it is in another impulsive phase. You see how to look at the impulse and correction. Let me draw it and then I'll show you exactly. You can look at impulse and correction. Okay, say like that. Now you see that. So this is the starting of the impulse, and this is the end of the impulse, starting another one. This one starting another one. And interestingly, this is how you can truly understand if the market will be in a further bullish or bearish move. Let me tell you what the clue is. See, every time when the impulse is being started, there is a huge liquidity gap. So when any impulse, any price action start with a high liquidity gap, this is where in fact the sign of bigger move in the market. Now on GJ, we see that this impulse started with a high liquidity gap. Exactly the second impulse after retracement, we see that it started with a liquidity gap. Now the third impulse also starting with a liquidity gap with a bearish engulfer. So this current week so far, we see some little bit of retracement. What I think that we should see another wave of drop on GJ on the weekly as well. Let's look at daily perspective. Now this is the daily time frame, guys. What we see that from the daily perspective, let's look at our TF strategy. We see that from the daily, it's a nice looking back to back to sell signal according to our TF strategy indicator. We see that first of all, there is an impulse here on the daily with this big middleman correction and then drop. The price has gone to the almost same level, created a lower high, has dropped. So you see that there is a back to back 2 days very strong bearish price action on GBP JPY. Now with that bearish price action today, we see that in fact the price has gone up and then now retreating back is the sign of drop. Okay, so monthly, weekly and daily on GBP JPY giving us a very strong probability for the price to continue to drop. So we have a 3 time frame align. Let's look at the lower time frame now. Let's see how it is doing here. Now this price action is incredibly bearish. It's a rare price action. You can see every session there was a big drop on red. Now you know that this kind of price action is sometime very difficult for retail trader to trade, because even in my mind also, I think in the same way, when we see this kind of drop, we hesitate to sell from here, because unconsciously or consciously, whatever way, we think that okay, this market has a big drop. After this kind of drop, how this market will drop, we would love to buy, like this is how we, like, human mind think that okay, it has a drop, now it should go up. Okay, we normally think up and down. Okay, this is how our mind works. And but that is why a trader's mind is very different from a normal mind. It's a big mental game, guys, trust me. We think that technical, it is technical, but most of the thing is mental game. So that is why restructuring the thinking as a trader is very important. So you always need to think. Let me give you a quick example so that you understand how you can think like a trader. See, let's say you saw that if we go to the market in a supermarket shelf, we think that way, that this is $15 today, and tomorrow or yesterday it was $15, today the price is $10. Okay, so drop, that's buy. Okay, that's how the normal thinking is, and that's how everything is. In trading, it's opposite. Then how do you think oppositely? Is by what I can say is by comparing it with a weight rather than a price. For example, what do I mean by weight? Let's assume that you put 10 kilo weight here. Okay, so from here, let's say a series of metal ball has come to this level, and now it is here, let's say 4 kg, right? 4 kg. So, and again you saw another chain, which again series of 4 metal ball. Okay, now it is 8 kg, right? So now if you think that way, how your mind will think that okay, this point, which point is more high probability to drop, point A or point B? You see, if you think in terms of price, then we'll think that buying, the further dropping, we'll think of further buying, right? Like this, it drop here 4 kg, it drop here 8 kg. Now if we consider in terms of pricing, let's say the price is here $20, here $15, here $10, right? See the difference. Now when the price $15, we tend to think buy, because it's now here it was $20, now it is $15, so price is less, that's buy. But when in terms of weight gain, or that gravity or weight, you think, let's say here $10, we say wow, that was $20, $15 was a good price, now it's a best price, so we'll buy. But when in terms of weight, it's 4 kg here, 8 kg here, so which one is getting more and more weight coming, further probability to drop, you see? So then if you look at this price here, it is, let's say $160, 160.92, here it is 156.65. If you think in terms of buying, like pricing, then you could tend to think to buy. But think all those candles as a weight, like 5 kg, 4 kg, and what's happening is that the more further it is dropping, the higher probability for the price to continue to drop. All right, so that's how you can understand, in fact, which way to trade. Now for GBP JPY, if I see a very strong rejection from here, let's say a false breakout candle, or a very strong bearish price action, then in fact I will be personally selling this one, because after this kind of drop correction we can expect in fact another drop on this market. If it doesn't drop, then we might see a very narrow sideways movement. Well, hopefully that you understood, guys. So GBP JPY, if we look at daily, we see that from the daily perspective also highly bearish, unless we see, as I mentioned, that if it wants to go up further, you shouldn't see, you could see, but in most cases you will not see a very strong bearish price action. But at the same time, everything is possible in trading. Let me show you what I mean by this. Let's say this price action, it in fact did it. You see, all the time manipulation. There is one here. So when you start to do manipulation, then it keep doing, can't stop it. So let me look at the chat. Hopefully that you guys understand what I said. Thank you very much. Thank you, Joshua, Kashro, Cat JPY, yeah sir, Maria, Euro AUD and GBP AUD. Thanks, Cat CHF Henry. Thank you very much. Absolutely gold. Amazing. Thank you. Azaf coach, good day. Thank you, Azaf. Euro dollar, how much can go down? Timothy, we already looked at gold. We'll look at again, just we'll come back one by one. How much could, okay, we'll look at all of them. So let's look at some minor pairs. Looking at Euro AUD, looking at the monthly. Okay, we see that Euro AUD from the monthly perspective, this is from here we have seen a strong rejection from the monthly resistance level. Now this is current monthly candle, and it's still 2 weeks remaining from this monthly. We don't see any direction. Let's look at weekly. And once we look at the weekly, what I see, that I think that this is going to be a doji as well, probably in a sideways. Looking at daily, okay, so from the daily now I see that there is a probability for bearish movement on the lower time frame on Euro AUD. You see back to back 2 dojis with this one here, which is a very strong bearish price action, and we see that candle is giving us a sell signal according to our TF or trend following strategy. And we see that from that zone we have seen a strong bearish momentum here. Okay, so basically Euro AUD from the daily perspective showing bearish. Now looking at lower time frame, what I see that, guys, Euro AUD is that it's a kind of, you know, the choppy market. Euro AUD, not that much of impressive for trading, but the price action is bearish, but at the same time very choppy. Okay, and I try to, you know, avoid this kind of market. Better to trade on a market that is trending, such as GJ USD pairs. So let's focus on that. But if you are trading already, if you are on a trade, I would say that it's still bearish. Okay, so it's still bearish, yeah, on Euro AUD. So GBP AUD, I think the similar way, also still bearish. Okay, if we look at daily, you see that there was an impulse correction, so it is in another correction phase. GBP AUD, looking at monthly. Okay, so monthly price action on GBP AUD is bearish. There was a long doji on the monthly, and then created this long doji with a huge liquidity gap at the top, followed by what we see that this market, the price crossed this liquidity zone, now coming back down, and I think that this price will continue to drop. Okay, now looking at weekly, now this is where we see a little bit of contradiction. Is from the weekly perspective, back to back 4 weeks drop, and you see that every week the price, the candle is becoming a bit lower and week is at the top. So that's a sign that we might see a little bit of deeper retracement on the weekly. So looking at daily, okay, from the daily the price action is bearish, but I think this market may not be able to break this support until it grab liquidity from this daily market. So what I think GBP UD will do, as you can see this one also sideways, what I think that at some point later this week we might see GBP UD is reversing, and from that zone we could see another drop. Okay, because if you look at this weekly price action, we see the same thing, that there isn't enough retracement in this market to the upside on GBP AUD. If we take our Fibonacci, we see that still, yeah, there is still high probability this price to go up. Okay, so lower time frame, as I mentioned, lower time frame price action is bearish, but the trend is getting tired, so we might see a spike to the upside. It's a probability, but as I mentioned, Euro AUD and GBP AUD, these two market I will keep aside. That looks a little bit of choppy. Once the price will break to the upside, we'll go to a zone where we can find selling opportunity, then we'll be selling. Right, guys? HK, okay, gold. Yes, we understand. Thank you. Let her. Good morning. Are you on any trade? Currently, no, we are not in any kind of trade. We had couple today, but currently, no, we are not any kind of trade. Please, Euro USD. Can we see some bullish movement on New York Open on gold? We'll look at now gold. Please check euro dollar. Okay, let's look at euro dollar and gold. Going back to gold, and then we'll jump on euro dollar. So gold, guys, this is daily chart. Let's look at, okay, so 4-hour time frame. This candle closing in 33 minutes. See this price action on gold, how this candle will close will determine a lot of things, how gold market might behave. For example, if gold remain above this level, current candle, then based on how the next one is opening, if the next one is opening with a gap and the disconnected from the support, we might see suddenly a reversal. Otherwise, if we see this level, this previous resistance turning support is being respected, we might see that gold is again maintaining its bullish move. Okay, it depends on how the price action is forming. Okay, guys, so what I see that on gold, this is the daily chart. Let's find out the Fibonacci level for this move. So to come back to Fibonacci, you still could see drop if we, and this is the zone which is very important on gold for potential to see either the price is reversing or it is just creating another bullish move. So the market structure is still valid on gold. Let's look at 15 minutes time frame, guys. Okay, so what do you see? That 15 minutes showing bearish. Okay, there's a doji here, and we have seen there is a head and shoulder. The price now slowly breaking down from this head and shoulder. We see that a nice looking head and shoulder has been created. Okay, and now we need, there is already a gap opening on 15 minutes on gold, you can see. So if we see that suddenly breakdown, then we might see reversal, and there is one probability here. First move, if it drops, okay, yeah, the way the price action form, this one is a middleman here, okay, on the 15 minutes, which is bearish price action on gold. Let me look at this one. Okay, so what I see that gold creating on the lower time frame selling opportunity. Okay, we see a big head and shoulder here, one here. So basically head, left shoulder and right shoulder. And for this head and shoulder, this is the neckline. Now if it is a, as I mentioned, that if this head and shoulder is not being respected, then we could see breakout to the upside, testing this level and coming back. If this one is respected, then from this neckline, this support here, turning resistance. Okay, and from this zone we could see that gold is coming down. So we still have some more times to go with this. Just looking at all of them, guys, to see which one is doing what. Okay, so Euro GBP. Euro GBP is a very good pair currently for bullish setup. Okay, let's look at Euro GBP. Now this is the weekly price action. Starting from here, as you can see, there is a big bullish impulse on Euro GBP followed by this correction. Okay, now we see this with this bullish impulse correction, it is in another bullish impulsive phase. So this is the bullish engulfer on Euro GBP. Now when you see a market this kind of strong bullish move followed by a narrow correction, another bullish engulfer, and this bullish engulfer on Euro GBP, let's analyze weekly chart. If you closely look at, you see that in fact it has a little bit of liquidity grab on the weekly time frame, which is higher time frame. Now this is the trend line on the weekly. You can see support here, and this bullish engulfer basically has violated the trend line and grabbed liquidity. So that's the sign that it's preparing for a bigger move, and this is basically a middleman, a textbook middleman has broken out of the structure to the upside. So looking at monthly, now from the monthly as well, we see the same thing. The price has grabbed a good number of liquidity from here, from this monthly support on Euro GBP, where we see that this is the support here, has broken to the downside and then has gone up. So monthly, weekly is highly bullish. Now if we look at daily, what we see that this is the daily candle that has, you know, a textbook false breakout here. We turn on our TF indicator. What's happening? Okay, we see that this is where we see exactly the buy signal on Euro GBP. Now guys, I just mentioning you, if this one is our TF or trend following strategy indicator, it's basically the rules of our TF strategy has been translated into a Pine script available for a trading view user, either free or paid, no problem. And also trading view, like if you're a member on trading view, even in a free charting platform, you can access that indicator. And also it's available for MetaTrader 4 user as well. So if you are our students in our Forex trading academy, you can access this indicator from your student dashboard if you're a lifetime member. So now let's look at, if you want to still want this indicator to access, you can find a link in the description area. There is a discount going on. You can join us to become an independent professional trader, to trade with us and also learn our strategies. So let's look at now daily perspective on Euro GBP. What we are seeing that this one from the daily, pardon me, yeah, it's the daily, the same impulse correction. Now this daily candle is basically bullish. So we see that all these three time frame, monthly, weekly, so M, W and D is aligning together for bullish move. Let's look at lower time frame. So all those time frame is giving us bullish. Now this lower time frame, this is the, you know, intraday time frame or lower time frame on the 4 hour. We see that this price also locally, which is bullish, starting from here, we have seen this impulse and the price is, you know, creating series of higher high and higher low, right? So we see basically channel creation here on Euro GBP. Now this candle on Euro GBP, which is doji, after this bullish engulfer there is a doji, all right guys, and now this one is forming a doji 20 minutes later, which is look like that it might form a doji. Now with the formation of this doji on Euro GBP, what I think that high probability the next one might come down little bit. This doji, that one, that red doji, is in fact a very strong liquidity here, and I think that the price highly likely will maintain this level and will go up. So Euro GBP, in all of them so far I have analyzed, I would say that Euro GBP is very strongly bullish, and in this lower time frame we see that there is a buy signal according to our TF or trend following strategy indicator, which is giving us a buy signal here, and I think that which is basically aligning with the multi time frame analysis with the lower time frame price action, which is pretty bullish. Okay, and also it is probably creating an inverted head and shoulder here and then going for a big jump to the upside. Alright guys, so let me look at GBP CAD. What's your thought? Yeah, we'll look at it guys. Thank you very much. In the meantime, guys, one important thing is that if you are looking for regulated broker, you can use a link in the description area for EverTrade. They are currently offering 40% welcome bonus for Forex Trading Wizard followers and subscribers. You can use that bonus if you are in an eligible country. You can claim that. Link in the description area. They are regulated, safe broker. You can use them and also take the full advantage of it. So yep, that's the link in the also I post a link on the chat. You can use it to join, open an account. You can even start with as minimum as $100. It's also worth using a regulated broker. So let's look at George says, because I'm short on AUD USD since this morning, saw the liquidity grab and it looks like a head and shoulder forming 1 hour and 30 minutes, maybe reversal. I'll look at it, George. We'll look at it. GBP CAD, my friend. Yeah, absolutely favor euro dollar. I promise US oil, please. Thank you. Gold, please. Yeah, absolutely. So let's look at GBP CAD, AUD USD. These are the two pairs that we look at. Looking at monthly on GBP CAD, I think that this market might move a little bit in a consolidation, and finally you could see that next week might be a little bit of bullish. Looking at weekly, why? Because you see that monthly the price has grabbed liquidity from this previous monthly low, but overall price action on the monthly, you can see it is aggressive bullish market. So we could see some bullish move on the lower time frame. Weekly, there's a weekly bullish candle, and the price basically, what I think that it might merge here, and then we could see that the price is going up again. Looking at daily, from the daily perspective, we see that this market now creating, after this move retracement, but you can see that it's basically very choppy from the lower time frame perspective. The market structure, you can see starting from here, is still highly bullish, but we might see even sideways movement as I mentioned earlier. So I'll not be a seller in this market, but the price action is bullish or sideways. AUD USD and then US oil. So AUD USD, as I mentioned, that this is the daily candle that is still not closed, but what I see from AUD USD daily candle, that it might close as even as a double doji, okay, like that. And if that's the case, then we might see the price again coming to this zone, testing this level and then going up. So if you look at lower time frame, what I would say that if AUD USD is not reversed, like if gold reverse, DXY reverse, GBP USD, all those reverse, then what I would say that AUD USD also might reverse, might drop like that, you know, and then even come back to this baseline here. Okay, on probability, another probability, if it doesn't reverse from this support, we could see that AUD USD is basically bullish based on daily price action, which is still bullish. So lower time frame on AUD USD is bullish unless we see a reversal. So for if you're running a short trade, then where did you say sold? So your question was, is forming a head and shoulder on the lower time frame? Yeah, that's what I was telling. It's a kind of, okay, like as I mentioned on, you know, GBP USD and gold, the same story. You see that all those pairs, there is a big giant liquidity grab, drop back. So this is basically a purest form of manipulation. And I know that when you are trading in this kind of price action, you are running a trade or you open a trade, in 98% case it's a losing trade because we can't do anything about it. It's there is a manipulation in this. That's why risk management is so important. But at the same time, so what do you see that on AUD USD, after quite a few manipulation, the bulls are not getting enough fuel. That means that there could be reversal, okay, unless we see again a bullish move. So this one with AUD USD, let me look at Mohandas for US30. Okay, let's look at indices. US30, okay, so US30 guys, there has been this one was a big bull candle from here and created a big move. Let's look at first of all bigger picture monthly. Now US30, what I see that the price action on the monthly so far was bullish. Previous month there has been bearish engulfer, like bearish candle, not bearish engulfer, which was basically a retracement of this monthly impulse that we see that the price has come to 38.2% Fibonacci level, and from that 38 point Fibonacci level we have seen that basically US30 has reversed. Okay, it has gone up. Now the question is it breaking and going to continuation, or it is coming back again? I think that, let's say if you see that gold reverse, dollar reverse from this zone, we might see a drop again on US30. But let's look at lower time frame, what it is saying. From the weekly perspective, very strongly bullish. Okay, these two are bullish candle, but at the same time the price came to a zone where previously there was a big rejection. So this zone that we see is a seller zone. So price action on the monthly and then weekly. Let's look at daily. Okay, so what I think guys, you see that I think US30 will not be reversing still. See, daily is very good. Like I love daily price action because you find a lot of answer on the daily time frame. What I think that US30 will reverse from this zone. Okay, high probability, probably from that level. Or so if you look at from the this time frame on lower time frame, we see that basically US30. Okay, so this is where puzzle is. So the price is hitting this resistance level. Okay, what I think that, like all other instrument, so what I think US30 primarily will have another move up, and along this zone we could see, we'll see that the price will reverse, but we will see a little more bullish move on US30. What I think that you can see this current candle is going up, and I think this price will push up, will break this level, will go to this zone where there is a no man's land, and from that level, okay, especially this long wick zone, you will see a reversal. So US30, I think that is still remaining bullish. If we look at that levels on the month, yeah. Okay, so you see that for me is this price action is still bullish, but at the same time, if we see other pairs are reversing from that zone, that's, we'll see that, but for the time being it's still bullish. Okay, JPY, how do you detect manipulation? Barbara, I will look at it. It's a very good question. No, Barbara, not. Okay, let's look at to detect manipulation. Okay, so detecting manipulation is very important after manipulation, but before manipulation sometimes a little bit of hard, but still if you have experience you can sense that there is going to happen a manipulation. So if you look at, let's say, gold price action again to see where is the manipulation, see this is a nice manipulation. Okay, so how do you know it's a manipulation? It's and there is another one here. Let me replay this chart. Now I was trapped here also. This is also a big manipulation on gold. See, when you see a market, a bullish trend, strong bullish impulse followed by a big consolidation, okay, after this big impulse, and then the price was consolidating in this area. So this is basically after this impulse, this is a bullish price action. When you see this kind of price action, you can expect this price to continue to go up. Now when you can expect this price to continue to go up, at the same time you can expect to grab liquidity from the bottom. Okay, and you can see gold has done all of them. There is a structure, there is, once the price created a smaller manipulation, grab liquidity and prepared for a bullish move, right? Now this bullish move, this is a very strong bullish engulfer. That's the sign that gold is prepared for another bullish move. And a lot of trader, open bull trade bullish trade or long trade, and then look at what happened. You see that has gone up, created a structure that is bullish, and then immediately back to back two candle has come back down, and then just crossed the previous one's low, created a long wick candle, and then see what happened, and then the bulls ready for the move. See that? And multiple times did that. Okay, now how do you detect when you see the price has broken an important level and then immediately has come back to the original range or level, instead of going in the direction that is called a false breakout or liquidity gap or manipulation, all are the same thing of different language. So basically that's how you can detect manipulation. When you see an important area of value is being violated and then suddenly the price has gone back to the range or older direction, that's a manipulation. So before I previously explained a lot why the manipulation happens. So the reason the manipulation happens is needed for the movement in the market. Okay, see, this is the knowledge that will really set you free in all aspect of life. Can you imagine a day without night? So let's say night and day, they come hand in hand. Basically they are same continuation of the pattern. We label it as a day and night. Basically there is no difference between day and night, they are the same continuation, right? So when we prefer, let's say when we have a preference, we say that okay, I like day, right? So basically by saying I like day, passively I'm saying that I don't like night, right? So that is a really a big cause of our unhappiness in life. That's fine, we also do that, but understanding will really set you free in many areas. It's also coming to the trading as well. So when I say I love rainy, like I love sunny day, okay, that's okay. I also say sometime, that's fine, I'm not saying something wrong, but what I'm saying is that like that really make a big difference when we compound over time in our life. Let's say when I prefer a sunny day, then I actually that what I can say, do not like a rainy day. Now what will happen when the rainy day will come? Unconsciously or subconsciously we will resist that day. Why this day is happening? Every day I get a rainy day, I don't like rainy day. Now there's a lot of dust outside, water outside, the clothes is wet. So all those things will compound what I can say in our life. So but the wise, let's say Stoics, one of the philosophy, many of you knows that. So the Stoics are like this, that they normally don't have any preference. They said that accept the reality as it is. So if you don't label, then it will be in fact as it is. So that's the root of happiness in everything. So similarly, when we put a label, let's say the manipulation, this word itself is in fact bring, let's say, a negative connotation, but it's needed for the movement of the market. That is what I'm saying. For example, if you don't see a night, then you can't find a day too, right? They come hand in hand. You can't see the light without darkness. Let's say, let's say I give a pure white background and you put a light on it, you can't see anything. To see a light, you need a dark background. This is where the true wisdom and knowledge come, when it comes to, let's say, when we you see what I can say, the hate and love, even the coming the same place, same way, right? Let's say even in terms of good and bad in the same way, right? So bad is basically a background for the good, you see. So dark and light in the same way. So when we prefer the light, like preference means like we need, I'm not saying that become dark or become light. What I'm saying is that basically one needed for the existence of the other. The way without a dark background you cannot see the light, similarly without a bad you cannot see the good. I'm not saying that same over and over again, I'm not saying that I'm preferring bad, nothing is preferable, but what I'm saying that understanding the truth will set you free, make you happy. So the similar way, if you look at, let's say this one, that manipulation is basically needed for the movement of the market. Let's say if they don't like to manipulate, the big boys, then what will happen? The market, you see in the morning, you sit down on the trading desk and you see like this, you see like this, you start to say, what the heck is going on? I'm waiting for 10 20 hours, the market is moving like this, how do I trade? You see, so you see a market like this. I'll show you that without manipulation how it will, you see this like this exactly here. So can you trade this market here? You can't, right? You say, what the heck is going on? How do I trade this market? Without manipulation, the market will be like this. So when the manipulation happens, then the market moves and then we trade it. So for the movement of the market, the manipulation is needed. So then how you can use that in your favor is by being smarter than the smartest. Okay, so by understanding the manipulation, wait for this to happen and then jump on a trade so that you can that make what you need to do from the market. That is the best thing I can say. So hopefully that you understood, guys, what is what it is. Let's see, we see that a candle has closed. Let's look at AUD CAD. Okay, we see that Euro GBP has formed in fact a doji, and what I think that highly likely that could see after testing this level a bullish move. Okay, so let me look at all of this currencies to see in fact which one is giving, because there is a bit lower volume, not that much low. You see a little bit of slower price action. So basically we see a Okay, so what I see that US oil, let me look at it. Okay, there is one probability for US oil to drop, okay, slowly from this level, because the price already reached a level of resistance, and from that resistance what we see that basically the price may continue to drop on US oil, because from the daily we see that there has been a big impulse, not enough correction. From the weekly also we see after the previous weekly close this price has reached the top and now coming down. I think that US oil may continue to drop. Okay, there is already a bearish candle, so normally the trend change something like that. Okay, so US oil is a high probability to drop. And with gold, let's look at gold. The candle closed. Looks to me that, guys, gold, I think that gold might have, I think gold might drop. Looks like that it is forming a reversal, but it's still not fully on it. But looks like that, you can see this is the 15-minute chart. So far this price action is still bearish. Okay, there is, you can see there is a head and shoulder, has broken down with this green candle, tested the neckline exactly as I defined in the beginning of this session. Okay, and forming a doji. Okay, and we could see this price to have a drop, and before it, this is the 1 hour chart. We see also a head and shoulder here as well, with a liquidity gap here in this 1 hour candle. So there is a high probability for gold to drop. Yeah, it could even drop to this 20 EMA for the short term. So that 20 EMA is around 50% Fibonacci level. Okay guys, so basically gold is significantly so far still maintaining a bullish market structure, but I think you see this session candle open with a gap, and basically this one also open with a gap. It's a middleman. It could just be disconnected from here and then could continue to drop here. Okay, so there is a higher probability for gold to continue to drop. Euro dollar, yeah. No, Tawfiq, I think that that the US30 and gold normally follow each other. If we see that US30 is strongly bullish, then we could see gold also bullish. A little bit of change, but they're in the same direction. Hi coach, can we look at EuroCAD? Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Are you taking another trade? Not yet. Euro dollar JPY. Okay, so the candle, oh, you see some movement on gold. So candle close, basically it depends on sometime your time zone and brokerage you choose, but follow your time. A trading view time should be almost the same, isn't it? Everyone see the same time on trading view, guys? I think so. So we see that gold, now it could happen that gold has gone up from this Devon, grab liquidity and then closed as a bearish engulfer. So it is possible to happen with the gold. As I mentioned before, if we look at the 15 minutes, you see this neckline has not been tested yet. Okay, and this previous support turning resistance has not been tested yet on gold. Okay, and from here we could see drop. Okay, so depends on basically how it is forming here. Can't guess based on so far in this time frame it is bearish, but if you look at bigger picture, the market structure is still bearish on valid on gold. So euro dollar, let's look at euro dollar, guys. We didn't look at it yet, I think. Yeah, so euro dollar, looking at daily now, daily price action so far, like all the instrument, euro dollar also so far bullish. Euro dollar in a zone where you can see this is the daily candle where there is liquidity grab or manipulation on the lower time frame, the top. But as you know that I normally try to avoid trading against the trend. So what I think that if it reverses, we might see here euro dollar coming back. Even this is the daily chart. If you look at bigger picture monthly, we see that, let's delete all of them and look at euro dollar monthly. There has been a big impulsive move to the upside. Okay, has broken all these resistance. The price is above this resistance. So from the monthly perspective, it is bullish. Looking at weekly, now this is where the main thing is. You see that there is a gap. This weekly candle left a gap here. So what's that gap? Let's draw this. You see with this top of this red candle from the weekly has gone up. This zone, high probability that this top of this candle on the weekly will be tested. Now this test, even euro dollar may come to this level before going up. Okay, so that reversal even bring the price to this level on euro dollar. So let's look at daily now. Now with that in mind, this dotted line is where we have seen the top of this previous resistance, which is turning support here. Very high probability, or in that drop even we could see euro dollar top of this neckline, because from the daily there is a double bottom here and then price has gone up. Now the price is creating a pattern for a deeper retracement. Now that retracement could bring that price to test this neckline of this previous resistance, which is turning support here, and from here to move. And that's the language of the market. If we combine all of them, we see that in fact euro dollar, now to sell, so far what we said is what could happen, not still happening. The market structure is still bullish. So to consider to sell, we need to see that euro dollar in fact has okay, so though it's not like that, but basically this is the support. Resistance is not still defined, so support is defined with this dynamic trend line, with this 20 EMA, which is the dynamic support. The same way it is working. So we see, let's say for selling euro dollar, what we need that this support to be broken and then retest the support as resistance, and then we can take a good trade on euro dollar. And I think that when it will continue to drop, high probability it will test this previous resistance turning support, okay, which is very important. In a worst case scenario, even we could see that this resistance turning support here. Good case scenario or worst case scenario, it depends on which way you're trading. It could be a good case scenario, or best case scenario is that euro dollar, if it drops, it will continue to drop. So we discussed all of them, guys. Yeah, let's look at dollar CAD. Dollar yen. So dollar yen, basically yen pairs, we saw a very strong drop last week. Now this week again the price coming for a deeper retracement. GBP JPY, you see that instead of creating a strong bearish candle, it is slowly creating lower time frame bullish. So that means that we could see again GBP JPY doing something like that. Let me tell you what it might do. We might see a little bit of deeper retracement to the upside on GBP JPY. Okay, probably you see that the price is coming to this 20 period moving average, or even breaking this high, and then we might, so basically when the price will slowly consolidate and go up, we need to wait for us to give us a very strong bearish price action, and then we can consider going short on GBP JPY. It is currently in a retracement phase, and once we'll find opportunity, we can go short on GBP JPY. So US oil looks like that. Yeah, it looked like bearish. US oil, this is bearish candle which has, so US oil could, you know, suddenly could drop. So in all of them, I'll say that the US oil is a good fit for selling, because this price at least come back to this level. Okay guys, so hopefully that you enjoyed this live session. I know that today is, there is still volume but a little bit of less. Tomorrow we will have a really good trading volume coming up. After normally any kind of bank holiday, any kind of holiday, we see good number of volume comes in the market. So yeah, so there is the news coming up after, you know, 40 minutes, and tomorrow again. So GBP and CAD news tomorrow USD and CAD news together. So USD CAD is a good pair for looking at. Let's look at USD CAD. Let me look at the full analysis. Okay, from the monthly perspective, we see that the price has come to a zone where we are seeing deeper retracement. Okay, so what I think, that looking at the weekly on USD CAD, I think USD CAD primarily may go up for a deeper retracement. So basically this is coming tomorrow at in this time, a bit later. What I see that you see guys, USD CAD moving in a sideways, this basically is forming an inverted head and shoulder, right? So after this kind of formation, the price may not be able to drop from here. It needs momentum. I think that USD CAD primarily will break to the upside, and high probability might test this previous support turning resistance, or even it could turn this level, okay, reach that zone. So basically when USD CAD will break this resistance level, we'll be waiting for giving us potential selling opportunity along this zone. After a strong bearish price action, we can consider going short. So basically dollar CAD will be watched very carefully because there's a news coming up, and also GBP pairs I'll be looking at to see how I can find good trading opportunity on all of them. There is a news coming up on GBP, CNHS, and USD CAD. So these are including gold, always a very important precious metal. So with that in mind, guys, I'm gonna end this session. I sincerely believe that you enjoyed this live session. Give a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out any of the trade that I will be sending in the upcoming session, if there is any, or especially tomorrow will be a good day, big day for trading. You can join us, link in the description area. There is a discount going on. You can visit our website of Forex Trading Wizard Academy. With that said, guys, thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow in this live session again. Thank you, and manage your risk